Hi, it's Bruce, and it's been a while since I've done a blog. So I thought I'd do a theater blog. I haven't really done reviews. We saw two shows this weekend, and they were both winners. I'm so happy. It restores my faith in going to the theater. First we went to NYU to see their production of A Little Night Music, which is one of my favorite musicals. It was the NYU Theater Department and Orchestra. The orchestra was incredible, and we have a friend in it, a new friend we met at a birthday party a couple of weeks ago, named Rich Krakowski. He played Mr. Lindquist, which is one of the singers in the quintet, if you know A Little Night Music. It was really a lovely production. And then today, we went to see a play. I wasn't so thrilled to go. I hadn't heard of it really too much, and it was called Scarcity. And a friend of ours is in it, Todd Weeks, and he was wonderful, and the play was really great. I think you could say it's Scarcity, or if you want to give it a little more meaning, Scar City. It's a sort of a class drama of a teenage boy and his younger sister and their sort of rednecky parents. Kristen Johnson was the mother. She's from Third Rock in the Sun, is her TV credit that she's most famous for. So we had a really nice time seeing both those shows. So I'm very happy this weekend. And seeing A Little Night Music made me think of how I started loving musicals. So I thought I'd spend the rest of the time talking about Bruce in the golden age of musicals. And why did I start going to musicals? I used to play original cast albums a lot, and one that I bought and played in our basement, where I had the stereo, was called She Loves Me. And I was so taken with this show. Being from Cleveland, I didn't get to see too many musicals. I did go downtown to see some of the touring companies. But because of She Loves Me, I actually talked my parents into taking me to New York City to see She Loves Me, my first musical on Broadway in 1963, November 30th. It was the week after Kennedy was assassinated. It was a very strange time, and it was Thanksgiving, and I sat in She Loves Me, and my life was transformed. I want to thank Jerry Bach and Sheldon Harnick for writing it, because it made me want to move to New York and see musicals for the rest of my life. And then came Barbra Streisand, a reason to get your parents to take you back to New York. I saw Barbra in Funny Girl, June 17th, 1964. The ticket for a matinee was $5.50 for the orchestra. Barbra was, of course, words cannot express how Barbra Streisand was on stage. But I learned one thing about seeing shows when I went to see She Loves Me, and that is when you come back to New York, see more than one! I was so stupid. So when I came to see Funny Girl, I got to see two musicals. And the second musical was 110 in the Shade, which is still one of my favorite classic musicals, scored by Tom Jones and Harvey Schmidt. And I saw it in June 20th, 1964, and an orchestra seat was $5.50, fourth row center. And I actually got autographed pictures of Inga Swenson, who was not in it, I wrote her, Leslie Ann Warren. I started collecting. When I went back to New York the next time, I saw three musicals that weren't phenomenal, but were very good. Flora the Red Menace with Liza Minnelli, Baker Street, and Do I Hear a Waltz? I still play Do I Hear a Waltz a lot. It's a beautiful score. It wasn't a great musical, but there's something about some of that music I love. It's a Richard Rodgers score with Stephen Sondheim lyrics. Then I was in college, and I used to go visit a friend. I made a friend in New York named Gail, and I used to stay with her, so I could go over Thanksgiving and see 5 or 6 shows and stay with her family. And I got to see, this is not the program from the Broadway show, because they didn't have one, because I saw Cabaret the week it opened. So I can't tell you how phenomenal that was. It didn't even have a program. This is from the tour. Cabaret, of course, was phenomenal, and again, it changed my whole perception of what a musical could be. Well, I'm running out of time, but I want to show you a few other of my favorite programs. Dear World with Angela Lansbury. It wasn't a great show, but Angela was incredible, and a seat in 1969 in the center row of the orchestra was $10. Yes, inflation. One of my other favorite musicals from the 60s is Promises, Promises. I still play this CD a lot. And tickets had risen in 1969 to $12. Whoa, why were we paying $12 for orchestra seats? Talking about musicals that change your life, Company by Stephen Sondheim. $15. Tickets were skyrocketing, weren't they? Front row. I was in the front row for Company, and when that curtain came down at the end, the cast is outside the curtain. The curtain falls behind them. And I was just stunned. It was phenomenal. It was a modern musical about life and people in New York and Manhattan, and wow. Going on with Sondheim, Follies. The only show I went to, and immediately after I went to the box office and bought another ticket for later in the week. Michael Bennett directed. It was incredible. And my last one I'm going to show you is just another favorite score of not a great musical, but a really fun musical, The Apple Tree, which featured Barbara Harris, who won the Tony. I'm going backwards now, this was 1966, and tickets were $9.60, and I was in the second row. Barbara Harris and The Apple Tree, phenomenal. So that's my experience on Broadway during the golden age of musicals, and that's why I still love seeing musicals today. Okay, I'll talk to you later.